The following live broadcast is rated PG. Parental guidance is suggested. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow Ear Shoulder Voice on YouTube and Facebook, or visit our website at www.earshouldervoice.com.
We've got to work together.
Hello, everybody. I wake up every morning, my alarm gives off this warning. I don't think I'm ever going to make it on time. By the time I give my books and I give myself this wonderful look, I'm at the corner just in time to see that bus fly by. It's terrible, but it's always all right, because one thing we were always done is we were saved by that bell. Welcome to Ear Shoulder Voice. We are here today, and we're going to be talking about school ties. Those were the days. That's our category, but before we go any further, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Ear Shoulder Voice on YouTube and Facebook, and now Twitch as well. And also, if you want to be a live part of this show, you can. It's very simple. All you've got to do is follow the link in the chat description right now, and you can join us via just audio or via video, your choice. Or be sure to engage and chat and comment, and we'll get back to you live during the show. What we're going to talk about today is the best memories we've had. A lot of times people think that when you're in school is the best time of your life. No responsibilities, nothing to worry about. Then you become an adult, and being an adult just sucks. Nobody wants to do adulting. I sure don't want to do adulting. And I don't know any adults that really do. But it's part of life, and it's what we go through. But was being in school really so easy? Being bombarded with such expectations and homework and stuff, was it really a great time for everybody? For some of us, it really was. And we're going to find out who it was a great time for. We'd like you to share, comment with us, discuss with us, and we will all enjoy this great show together. All right, I'm going to bring in our first panelist tonight. Please welcome one of the co-founders, of course, of Ear Shoulder Voice, Lenny. Lenny, how you doing tonight?
Great,
hey,
how are you?
Lenny. Good to see you. So you got any exciting memories of school to share with us?
Oh, I love school. School is awesome for me. I had an hour-long bus ride every day there, every day back. It sucked. And I had horses, so I had to get up early in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning, to feed the horses, to then get time to go shower, to get on a bus by 6 a.m., and then have to get to school. So needless to say, I hated that part of school. But I loved everything else. I loved all my friends, and school was kind of easy for me class-wise. So yeah.
Couldn't you have just killed two birds with one stone and maybe rode the horse to school?
Well, I don't know. It'd be a hard place. There was no parking. You had to have a parking pass, and they didn't have a stall.
I think there's something special. You could tie the horse out front by the bike rack or something, I would think. There's got to be something you can do.
No.
Just saddle up and leave. Well, you're glad to hear. I can't even talk. We're glad to have you here tonight, Lenny. Hope we're going to find out some more information. I'm sure it wasn't all great. It wasn't all bad. We're going to find out from you. Let me bring in our next panelist tonight, Nikki. Nikki, how you doing?
Hi, guys. Good. How are you?
I am absolutely amazing today. I'm having a great day.
Aw, good.
Lenny's amazing. What about you? How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful. You got any fond memories you're going to be sharing with us tonight?
Oh, my God. I hated school.
That's fine.
I hated school. No, I hated. I do have some good memories. We just, what I hated? We moved a lot. So, God, I couldn't probably even count all the schools I went to on two hands, honestly. I went to 4 different high schools. So, and you only go to high school for 4 years, so if that
Well,
tells you
depending. I know people
anything.
that went much further.
Well, I only went for 4 years, thank God, but yeah, it sucked. It was horrible.
All right, sounds like a great topic we got going tonight. All right, this is going to be really good. There's got to be some things you enjoyed about school, Nikki.
I mean, yeah, I have some really good memories, of the places that I, the memories I do have, but you got to figure, I couldn't keep friends because we were always freaking moving. In fact, my senior year, ironically enough, the kids that I went to school in the later part of elementary, my husband in the background, the later part of elementary school and then middle school, then I moved away, and then I came back to them my senior year of high school. So I actually graduated with, I knew some people, but I was out of the loop. Like, they had all grown up with each other, and I was off, in my little thing. So here, my senior year, I was voted most likely to travel. Go figure.
Well, let's find out where you traveled in a few minutes, definitely.
Right.
Let's welcome our next panelist, our final panelist for the evening. We have Brandon. Brandon, what's going on?
He's still in
What's up,
school.
everybody?
Yeah, he's still in
Yeah,
school.
he's still baby.
So you has it been hard? Like, is 10th grade going well for you?
My favorite part of the day is 3:15. I get to go home and play video games.
You play video
Okay.
games. What you play?
I play
Oh no, that's a different topic.
Tetris. This is Petrie the Penguin. I come home and play with him.
So were you
no,
like our fellow panelists? Do you think school was absolutely terrible?
I was the loner kid. I knew at a young age that everyone was fake and I hated them. So I was real quiet and to myself. But to age me, let me tell you a quick story.
To age you. Okay.
It was a day. It was story time. It's first grade, and I remember this because flashbulb memory. First grade, we're on the big story time rug. It's got all the letters A to Z, and then in the corner, I think the solar system and maybe some shapes and colors. But I'm on the letter Q. That's how much I remember this. And our teacher suddenly just went out into the hallway with another teacher. They kind of like tensely talked to each other back and forth, and then she was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, and walked back into our room, turned on the TV, and as she turned it on, the second plane hit the World Trade Center, and we're all in first graders just like, what? And she was like, that was a mistake, turned it off and walked back out into the hallway.
You were in first grade?
Yeah.
Oh, you really are
Wait,
just
you were
a
in
baby.
first grade when the
I know. We're all like,
2001.
really?
Yeah.
I think I was 22, 23 when that happened.
I was in at least second grade. I was held back a long time though, so that gives you no idea about how old I am.
What level were you sitting on, Keith?
We don't even want to know. Well, I'm glad to have everybody here tonight. So we're going to start really simple. I know you all hated school, apparently. I didn't truly hate school. I mean,
I didn't hate school. I hated the bus ride.
you hated the before and after moments of school. I
Let me guess,
gotcha.
Lenny, did that bus
Yeah.
drive uphill both ways?
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
You've never heard the term?
Man, Lenny's so old.
I
It was
have no
before that
clue
joke.
what that means.
You've never heard of that term? I walked to school uphill both ways in the snow, 6 feet deep, up to my frickin' chin. It's like
No.
the old timers would tell
Oh,
the
yeah.
new.
Actually, I'm curious, Lenny, did you ever have long walks like that to school? Because you were brought up in the country, weren't you?
Yeah. No, the only time that I seriously had to walk was after I played a lot of sports. So after my softball games and stuff, my dad had a heart attack, and so he was in the hospital for a while, and I didn't have anybody to drive me home, so it was 5 miles to my house, so I just started jogging home. And so I would do that, and I got really fit, so it was nice.
Millie was in her first year of teaching at the time the World Trade Center hit. So don't admit that stuff. Don't make Brandon feel any younger than he already does.
That was my microwave, by the way. It was my stove timer.
Yeah, turn that off.
Turn it off.
You're bothering Debbie.
So, you guys, I am so old that just before I got to high school, there was a smoking section in the school.
Stop it.
No, I'm not kidding. There was a smoking section.
Did you go to like one of those little one-room schoolhouses?
I wish. No.
Isn't that, wasn't drinking age like back then 18 too?
No, we had to go to Canada when it was 19 in Canada.
Oh.
So that way we could go drink.
Oh, I
So we
definitely
did
remember
that.
those days.
Yeah, I
went to
was good for
Canada.
that.
I had
Yeah.
a buddy's older brother. He was turning 19, and him and his buddies that were already 19 bought a hotel in Windsor, all like paid for everything, and were ready to go. And the week before their trip, they rose it up to 21, and they still had to go. So they just went and like, well, guess we're just in Windsor as kids still.
Yeah, that's not fair at all.
That sucks.
So Did any of you guys go to any of your reunions? Well, you probably don't have any reunion yet, Brandon, but
He's got to have like the 5-year at least.
5-year was just seeing how many of those
For the
people are
elementary
still-
school.
Right.
still alive.
yeah, this year was going to be my 35th class year reunion. Whatever reunion, yeah. 35.
35. Holy shit.
1985.
Wow.
But you
I think
graduated in
that's
1985?
Is that 35? Yeah, that's 35,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
wait. 85.
Is that 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 35.
35?
None of us
Yeah.
excelled in math, just so everybody knows.
We were all bad
Yeah.
at math.
And I was kind of bummed because I didn't do any of my class reunions until my 30th reunion. And then I did my 30th reunion, and it was a lot of fun. So now I was hoping to go to my 35th, and COVID, and who knows if we're going to have one or not, because the year's almost over.
I kind of want to go
Right.
to one. I'm guessing maybe 10. Is 10 the first one?
10's supposed to be the good one to go to.
Because
I think there's
think
five.
I'm three years.
It's every 5 years.
Yeah, well, it depends on the school, too. Mine only did, I think, a 10-year
Yeah.
so far. I
I
think they're
got
going to do another
three more
one.
years. 3 more years.
So where
A lot
did
of-
where did you graduate from, everyone?
Eisenhower High School.
Eisenhower?
I went to Stevenson my senior year.
Romeo?
That school still has a smoking
Hazel Park
section,
for
by
me.
the way.
Hazel Park?
School
Hazel
still
Park,
has what?
yeah, we were the ghettos. We were the
You know,
ghetto.
Stevenson still has a smoking section. It's outside
Sure
the
do.
gymnasium.
Yeah, my aunt was the parking lot attendant when I went there, so I kind of got away with smoking in the parking lot or skipping.
You always had a
school.
friend that worked for the school. The one that just had nothing to do with her day and wanted to work somewhere
Yeah, but you
where
know
she
what?
could sit around.
The people, her nickname was, I don't want to say it because she's deceased, but her nickname was the bitch in the box because she was typically really mean to people, but I had her bloodline, so I got away with it.
Get away a lot more. Millie just went to her 20-year reunion. Hey, Millie, when you went there, did you do that thing? Did you just lie? Were you suddenly in government or something, or a big famous actress? I mean, I think that's what you're supposed to do at that point. I haven't seen you all because I've been in Hollywood too long. Her 10-year, not her 20-year. Good catch there, Millie. Good catch. That's 10-year for all of us except for Brandon.
No,
35 though for Debbie, 35th Stevenson High School class in 1986.
That's
Mine was
why I
actually-
went to the
Debbie.
smoking section.
I just missed my 20th, I believe, because I graduated in 95. My
Yeah.
25th, I suppose, would be coming up.
That was my.
So-
I don't
birth
think they
year.
had one.
Does anybody even remember anything from elementary school?
I do.
I do.
I
do.
remember.
Kate?
You know what? I don't remember. I don't really remember it all. Middle school,
I
like
love
junior
middle
high.
school. I love junior high.
That is just a quick flash to me. I remember a lot of high school. I remember everything from elementary. Middle school, I don't even remember the way the hallways were laid out.
So was
weird.
was Keith? Now you two probably not, but was it even called middle school then, or was
It
it,
was
called
junior high school.
Junior
It was
high,
junior
yeah.
high school.
And wasn't it 7th, 8th, and 9th grade? Not
Some
6th,
schools.
7th, and 8th.
Some schools, some were 6th, 7th, 8th, or 8th, 9th. Some were 7th, 8th, 9th.
Yeah.
Some were just 7th and 8th. I
Yeah.
went just 7th and 8th, which is probably why, because 9th grade was in high school for me.
Yeah, I went to Ruther Middle School in Rochester. I don't remember if it was 6th, 7th, or 8th and 8th, or I just know 8th grade we were like the top dogs, but that was the only year I went there too, so that's probably why I don't remember much.
Jeff graduated in 06. At least you're, closer to our age than fucking
06.
Brandon. Yeah, that's not bad.
Do you know how many kids I had by 06? I think I was having my 4th.
Did I
My
discover
fifth.
pot in junior high?
That's why you
No,
forgot.
no, that might have been it. I didn't really discover it in junior high. I discovered it in my brother's dresser drawer. Oh my God, for years my brother just thought he kept smoking all his pot. He could not figure out what was happening to it until we were older and actually talked about it. I'm like, yeah, you know where you used to hide it in that top drawer underneath your side? So, yeah, that's what I got. His porn too, but we won't get into that. Like anything my brother had, I found. I snooped out in there.
My
It
sister.
was actually just called junior school, and you put in the high.
Yeah, you added the high.
Yeah, we added the high to it. There was middle school too. Some people, I think it depended on how many grades were in that, whether they referred to it as middle school or junior
Yes.
high.
So
Yeah.
I did the 7, 8, 9 junior high. They called it junior high. And
That's
Yeah,
the
junior
typical
high,
that I
7,
know.
8, 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a big jock in school. How about you guys? What were you?
I was
Oh
a
yeah,
band geek.
yeah, that was me. No.
That was you?
Yeah, I was a band geek. I was a total, and I have no shame because I did some pretty awesome stuff in band.
I was that weird fucking kid. I was the weirdo, trust me. Anybody who happens to watch this went to school with me knows I was that weird kid. I would do anything for a laugh. I would humiliate myself. People would say, "Hey, Keith, fall," and I would do this biggest slam, like Three Stooges style fall right on the ground, no matter what I was doing at the moment. I used to let people punch me just to get them fucking... I wouldn't. It wasn't bad in school. They're like, we want to test it. So they punch me. I'm like, you get an 8. Other people hit 9. Oh, that was fucking weak. And I would do it. And I didn't care. I would, at that time, I would do anything for a laugh to make people smile and laugh. But I was also... I guess I wasn't really a happy kid in school. So it's kind of reaching. But I was friends with everybody, but I wasn't part of a particular clique.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like the complete kind of opposite of that. Like I was also the weird kid, but I was...
You still are.
Oh, yeah. So, like, instead of being really, like, outgoing and trying to just be weird, I was actually just, like, so shut off from everybody. I was, like, dead silent. Everyone, like, 90% of my class thought I just didn't talk. But the people I was friends with, the people that did, like, get in on my inside, I would, like, they loved me. But they didn't want to bring me around their other friends because I was scary.
Because you were scared. I was that way, too. I was the quiet, dorky kid.
She's not even Facebook friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool that you still are with your elementary school teachers. I actually got along with my teachers great. Was anybody a teacher's pet ever in any of their classes for any teacher they had? Linny, tell me about that.
Oh, I have
Millie,
a
I
few.
bet you were too, Millie.
I have a few. My junior high was definitely chorus. Mr. Feltz. He was like the coolest guy ever. We had the most fun in that. But in high school, you guys are gonna like this. So in high school, we had this. I don't even know if he's still alive, but his name was Mr. Kungle, and he was our government teacher. And he used to let me leave the class. I would take everybody's orders from McDonald's, for McDonald's. I would climb through the window, and then they'd give me money, and I would go to McDonald's, and I would bring bags of McDonald's back, and then we would all have McDonald's in our class.
That was Taco Bell for us.
That was Taco Bell.
We had our
for you?
Taco Bell down the street. We had one. That's what we do. We'd all...
You guys...
Yeah. And the teacher would catch you, and the teacher would be like, well, bring me this back.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, you got it.
I never got in trouble for anything, because I was a big... I was kind of a tomboy, girly girl sort of thing. And I was really good in sports, and I was really good in school. So the teachers all liked me. Okay, so now this one time, my best friend, Gina, who it's kind of like Thelma and Louise, she wanted me to go in a play with her. So I decided to do this play instead of doing basketball, which the basketball coach wasn't so happy. So I do this play. It was called The Primetime Crime, and it was kind of like a spoof on all of the primetime crime things. So part of it was Charlie's Angels were in there, but it was Charlie's Devils, and I was Farrah Fawcett. So we decided to there was a handful of us, to totally screw up the play, okay? And Gina was the lead. She had the lead role in this, and she was really serious about the whole thing. So we decided to moon her during one of her, like, monologues that she had to do. Another guy had to kiss her after he guzzled down some apple juice that was supposed to be whiskey. Well, he chewed up like a whole bunch of onions, and then somebody else put real whiskey in there, and then he had to go kiss her. So and then we took the hinges off of a door, so when the one guy had to open up the door for his entrance, the whole door came off. All right, so everyone got in trouble for this, and I actually did moon my best friend with a few of us, and they all got suspended except for me. Because I walked in there and I said, I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. My mom walks in saying, she would never do that. My softball coach was like, there is no way she would do that.
You lying bitch.
I am the only one that... I was the only one that did not get suspended.
As the quiet kid I know, never trust the good ones.
Right.
They use that as cover to get up to stuff.
No, you
Yes.
can't.
Yep.
They're the worst. My mom was great about that because I get in trouble every time because I was a fucking demon. Like in elementary school was probably my worst time. No, like literally, I incarnated Satan just for the fun of it, and I was fucking weird, especially elementary school. That's when I started to see the psychiatrist. But that's a whole nother show.
Talking about the fast food reminded me of a junior high situation. All right, this is the funniest thing ever. So, in 7th grade, when we first got to pick what classes we wanted, I signed up for project math, which happened to be advanced math, but I thought it meant we would just do projects. Like, maybe a little bit more like involved, right? So I did horribly, right? And this teacher, man, I can't think of her name right now, but this teacher just like, oh my God.
It was
right?
like yesterday. Come on.
I know, right? She's like, Miss Clark, thank you. So she was like, you don't do your homework. And I was like, I made the mistake of thinking we'd do projects. So whatever, I get through. And then in 8th grade, I'm going to take normal math. And I go into my normal math class the first day, and it's Miss Clark. And she looked at me and went, no! She was so upset. So then I made a bet with her that if I could do my homework for 16 days in a row, I could get McDonald's. And she brought me McDonald's.
Heck yeah.
See?
So you
Do
get
your
to talk
homework,
about too,
good
Alan.
things happen.
Ellen, where are you from? I'm just curious. We got both Millie and Debbie were both teachers' pets. Apparently, Millie was in Spanish class. She was definitely the teacher's pet there. Now, does the teacher's pet for either one of you like give you the advantage that you just could do anything you wanted and you just got away with it, or are you just like that goody two shoes girl that everybody hated?
Let me answer
Those
real quick.
a-hole kids.
My mom's the reason I know there's a smoking section at Stevenson. So
Yep, Alan, you know we skipped. Yep, Hazel Park. I had a feeling you were from Hazel Park when you said that, because totally that's what we did. Taco, but you know what? Our school, I don't know if it was because of everybody skipping to Taco Bell. They eventually put in this big taco bar that you could just make your own shit.
Oh, probably.
And then we had less reason to go to Taco Bell, but we were already outside smoking on the corner. So it was like we still should go at that point.
Oh my God. So I have a junior high story. We had lunch right after I had science, okay, or biology or whatever it was. But we had to dissect a cow's eyeball. And so I decided to take an extra eyeball. And our lunch guy that used to kind of oversee everything used to sit right by our lunch table, which was this long table of all of our friends, you know. And he always took out everything that his probably wife used to pack his lunch, and it was always in what's the little not saran wrap, but the gray stuff.
foil.
Okay, foil. Yeah. So, so I took this cow's eyeball and
Foil was recently invented
Yes.
at that time.
Yes, and I nicely packaged my eyeball in the cow's eyeball in the foil like a brownie. Okay, and he would
Wow.
every day he would walk up and go get a milk. So as soon as he walked up and went and got a milk, I went and grabbed his bag and opened it up and put it in. So and sat back down. Okay. And I'm just sitting there waiting, and he starts taking out all of what his wife probably packed him. And he opens up this thing, and his face just dropped, and we all started laughing at our
Oh,
table.
God.
Okay, so everyone, not just me, because they didn't tell on me, thank you, my friends, but because our whole table laughed. Then he made us all have to clean the lunchroom for like a week.
You were a fucking horror in
was
school.
dope.
Oh, I did
That was
another
awesome.
one. This one's even better though. So
My God.
because of that science class or biology thing right before, we had to do worms at some point too. So there was this one girl that I didn't like a whole lot that was kind of prissy, and so I knew her calm because she was right near me. So I took this worm and put it into her sandwich. And
Ew.
same thing. We were all sitting at the lunch thing, and she bit into her sandwich, and everybody went, "Oh!" And then she opened up her sandwich. She didn't bite into the worm, but you could see it was tuna. You could see kind of where it had traveled.
Okay, so you said you were like this good girl type deal in a sense,
was.
and everybody loved you. Did they know about this until this very moment?
They
Like, if you
loved her
kept-
because they were
It
afraid
didn't
of
matter.
her.
No, it didn't matter because I was really. Okay, I was really good in school. I got great grades, and I was really good in sports. And I wasn't like mean to anybody. I loved
Made
everybody.
someone eat a worm.
Yeah, you put
Yeah,
an eyeball
like
in
literally, you
that
put eyeballs.
teacher's
But you weren't mean to anybody. What the fuck is wrong with you, Lenny?
I'm
That
glad you
didn't
found horses because you'd be the next Hitler.
My God.
it didn't hurt anyone. It was harmless fun. That's what I did.
Some people couldn't do that on Fear Factor. I'm just
Little
letting
do you know that girl can never eat tuna again.
Right.
Right?
She can't go
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah. Well, in
You
high
should
school,
like join the mafia. Somebody finds a horse head in their fucking bed, and you're like, "Well, I didn't hurt anybody. Come on,
Can you imagine
it was
that
fine."
That poor guy just was like, man, I really could use a brownie. And he's talking to somebody. He takes a bite of that.
Oh my God!
well,
Lord.
oh,
You're terrible.
I did lots of worse things than that, but we'll let you guys say a few before I enter any more.
Well, I had good grades actually in high school, and all through school I actually had good grades, but I had just a terrible attitude pretty much. High school I was better. I was different. Alan here carried a 3.8, and science was his least favorite subject. What was your least favorite subject, Nikki?
Science. I had this teacher. I was the opposite of a teacher's pet. This teacher, so I went to Warren High School in 9th grade, and that was the last year that Warren High was open, and then we merged with Mott and became Warren Mott. So 9th grade, I had this science teacher, Mr. Smith. He hated me. We had to create this science experiment, and I don't know what the hell I did. Long story short, the beaker blew up in his hand. He had to get stitches. It was all my fault. And I got him the next year for science, too. And this
Goodness,
guy
Clark.
picked on me every chance he got. Like, his class was after lunch, so I was always tired. You know, it's the end of the day. And he put on this most fucking boring movie ever. It was probably about like amoebas or something stupid. and I was like nodding off. Well, I kept getting pelted. He was pelting me in the forehead with paper clips. Like the whole time. He would make me sit in the very front seat in the very row closest to his desk. He hated me. I was a nice girl, okay?
Yeah, you were a nice girl like Lenny was.
Okay, did you guys have to? Did you probably not? It probably wasn't allowed. Get swats.
No.
I got
Elementary
paddled.
school.
Yeah, paddled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was allowed during elementary school.
In
I actually
elementary
paddled
school.
the principal from elementary school because, like, he had to leave the room and he pulled it out. So then I hid it behind the file cabinet at the time. I was just a kid. He came back in. He was looking for it. I grabbed it right from behind there and just started hitting him.
Oh.
I was like,
There was,
but you know, my mom was awesome. I got to give so much credit to my mom because no matter what I fucking did, she would come into school and they'd be like, "Do you know what your son did?" And she would just look straight at us like, "Well, what did you do to him?" I know him. He's a terror, but you did something first. And she
That's
was
why-
always great.
that's why you didn't get in trouble, right?
Right.
Because she's saying,
Yeah, mama had your back. Civics. Oh, civics.
Civics was
Oh,
a
I
boring
love
fucking class.
civics.
Of course
Boring.
you did.
I did.
It was so
Love
boring.
civics.
You know, another subject. I literally, my
Like
senior
Honda?
year of high school. What?
Like Honda? Is that what that meant?
My con?
No,
Honda
you know
Civic?
what?
No.
Brandon.
What?
Brandon, you need to go back.
You need to go back to school.
So math and before we get back to you, Nikki, math and history were your least favorite subjects for Millie, and the favorites were chemistry and Spanish. Were you just not good at math, or was it one of those things where you were good at, that's why you didn't like it? Because a lot of times people, if it's boring if
Boring.
you
Yeah.
know all the stuff. Yeah.
Well, you know, all the subjects in school, like high school, I could have been probably a 4.0 student, but I just didn't, like, I was uninterested. I just, I was going through puberty and stuff.
All right. Did you ever have one teacher that you just loved, that
Yeah.
you wanted to be then good in that class? Which
I'm
one was
beginning-
that?
I have a few teachers, like a few teachers stand out
Like
for
a
me.
really good teacher.
Yeah, I had my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Behringer, and this will never ever happen ever again in the history of school because of the times we live in, but he taught us about like colonial times. So he had like this camp out at his house. He lived out in Romeo, I think, on a bunch of acres, had a pond and stuff.
I probably know who he is. What was
we
his
made
name?
Mr. Behringer
Behringer?
or Bellinger. Bellinger.
Okay.
Yeah. But we made candles, and we had to find the honey that he it wasn't like we weren't foraging from, actual honeycombs, but he hid it, and he was a really good teacher. He's the reason actually why I'm into architecture. Because he taught us about it, 6th grade.
So you're talking about these really good teachers. By the way, Brandon, you should probably be homeschooled because your mom understands civics. So that's homeschool might have helped you there. Anybody else have another teacher that definitely was responsible for your future and inspired you to do a lot of stuff?
I mean, so my favorite teacher was Mr. Preventure because he was the one who was like, all right, you're going to take some of the stuff you're learning here, and most of it's just kind of, like, he just straight up, this was a middle school teacher too, and he was just like, most of this is kind of, you're not going to ever use it, but you're going to apply it. You're going to apply the process you're going through in life, right? So he said, all right, field trip, we're going outside, we're going to the football field at the back of the school. And he set up a tee and a bucket of golf balls, and he started swinging drives. And he was like, kids, go get that, hunting and gathering. Freaking love that guy.
How about you, Keith? You have a
Me,
favorite
I had a
one?
couple. Pardon me. All my elementary school teachers really, they inspired me just to honestly be a better person as I grew older. Looked at the way I treated them, because I was everybody's favorite at the time in elementary school. I was always the teacher's favorite. I was technically the teacher's pet, but I never tried to be. I think I'm supposed to do this bluesy. Hold on. It's like Adventures in Babysitting, school time.
Yeah.
Nobody leave this place without singing the blues. So they did. As I got older, there was Mrs. Seifke was probably my most inspirational for computers. I ended up teaching her class for like graphics and stuff. Computers were relatively new with all the stuff they could do at that time. And she started in 6th grade. I went to a program called Super Saturday, which was where you go to school on Saturday. We thought it was a good idea in elementary school, don't ask. It was the reverse breakfast club. And I just started getting into computers really big, and she taught that Super Saturday, and then I caught her in high school. I wrote programs for the Michigan Board of Education. A lot of the grade book attendance software you saw was stuff that I put out there during that time. And I did that with her. So she got me into computers big time. And then she screwed me over. But I love her anyway. I didn't graduate because I had 10 absences, but those absences were from teaching her class.
Come on.
Wow.
Now, she didn't really screw me over. She went to the office and said, no, he was teaching graphics to the class. He was showing them how to do that. The office said, we don't care. They're unexcused. It's too late.
Oh, man.
And I couldn't graduate because of that.
Sounds like civics.
So here we
See-
have Millie. Yeah, go ahead. Lenny?
Well, when we were kids, that you didn't matter as long as you had a note from your parent that if they were excused absences, then they didn't count.
Yeah, I think you ruined that for everybody, Lenny, because you probably forged those
Yeah.
notes.
No.
It was something about the Lenny clause. I don't remember what it was, but they said it was the Lenny clause.
She forged them.
The eyeball worm clause.
Hold on one second. You guys, I have to be excused for one moment.
No problem. We'll see you in a moment. So Millie says here that she said she wasn't interested in the math she was talking about earlier, but then she had algebra, and it made a lot more sense. Does anybody else think that algebra was a waste of time?
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, do we really apply all that shit now? No.
100% I do.
Do you?
Computer programming is all algebra.
Well, sure. You do. I'm not, as a work at home mom, like, I'm not utilizing that. Not even at the freaking grocery store do I need that shit for. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's a requirement.
But you never think, like, if I have 3 dinner plates and I put sleeping pills in 2 of them, what are the odds I'm actually going to pick the right one? Like,
Yeah, no, not generally speaking.
And are you going to accidentally eat the wrong one? That's what we call
Right.
a variable.
That would be me. I would accidentally
back.
shoot. I just spilled Mountain Dew on my keyboard.
all right.
Good thing it's waterproof.
But is it Mountain Dew proof?
I don't know.
So
We'll find out
Computer
later.
just started working faster somehow.
I hated
Better
my
than
algebra.
Jolt and Surge. Jolt.
Ew.
I hated my algebra teacher. I was in 8th grade, and I would just sit and stare at his face, and he was really big, and his face was like two faces. And I would just sit and look at him, trying to figure out where his face and his neck kind of
Were you tripping on acid? What?
No.
Like what?
No, but I didn't like him because he was mean. Okay,
Oh.
and I had no problem in school, but he would give us the homework. We would go home. We would do it. We would come back, and he would say, "Does anybody have a problem?" And you'd raise your hand, and you'd have to write your problem on the board, and then everybody would have to kind
You
of
answer it.
okay. So this one girl writes her, raises her hand, and what he said to her was, "What, are you stupid or something?" That's what he said.
That
And
was
so
okay back then.
all right.
That was okay back
Yeah.
then, but
Like that's
Times have changed.
a dumb
Yeah.
question. So then after she did it, I raised my guys, I was awful. I raised my hand. And then he asked me which problem, and I said the exact same problem. And he just looked at me, and then he said something similar to, "Are you stupid?" or something again. And I said, "Well, if you knew how to teach this class, I guess I wouldn't be."
dope.
And I had to go out the door.
By the way, that's
I'm not sure
awesome,
you were
Millie.
that good a
So that was direct
I was
inspiration
so mad.
Right.
for you getting your chemistry degree. That's absolutely
Yeah,
great.
that is
You
really
know,
awesome.
I hated math in school until I went to college and I was actually paying to be in these classes, and then I actually realized I was really good at it. That's why I went to school for engineering, mechanical engineering to be exact. So I would have used it then, but I'm not
Ashley,
an engineer.
Ashley, how old were you?
God,
That was also okay back then.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I know-
curious
I
how
know
old
it
she
was.
was actually.
That
Got the
was
R
before
word.
it was the
It was not
R-E.
okay. I know her.
It's
It was not
RET.
okay.
I'm not gonna.
We are
finish it.
we are politically incorrect here on the show, so we do not take offense to anybody that says it. So it's fine. But yeah, you can't do it. Now I have a question about that. No, it wasn't fine. Then I'm curious how old she was when that actually happened.
I missed
Do you
reading
think-
it. What was it?
Hold on one sec.
So you were 8. No, I didn't mean how old were you, Ashley. I meant how old are you now? How long ago was it that you got called the R word? Like, is it relatively recent when it wasn't allowed, or was it more common? I don't know how old you are, Ashley, so I was just curious. If you are 8, that's really weird. So, but then it's
Happened
definitely
yesterday and
inappropriate.
Really broke up about it. Come to the show.
Do you think that teachers back then that were more freelance, that were we willing to say you're stupid? They might say retard was actually always going around the school when I was a kid. People would say that, not necessarily teachers, but kids and stuff. And they were a little more out, and they'd come up with inventive, creative ways. Do you think that's better than having to watch everything you do and say now?
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead, Vinny. No, go ahead.
No, I just think I got away with anything I wanted to do pretty much, but the teachers did too. I have a whole nother story on that one. There was one teacher I had who was math and science teacher. I had him in two things, and one time he was writing on the board, and he would let us all kind of goof around while he was writing on the board. And so we're all laughing and that. Well, he was in a bad mood that day, and he turned around, and he just looked like a bull, okay? And everybody shut up, and I just had a smile on my face because he looked funny. And he told me to wipe that smile off your face. And I did one of these. Okay? And he seriously jumped over the desk, grabbed me by my clothing, pulled me across the desk. My shirt ripped. Okay? I was like, woo, jumping desk to get out of there. I ran out. He was like chasing me down the hall. I ran into the office, and then he left. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the biggest trouble ever. And I sat down on the chair, waiting to just get like suspended or something. And the principal, I still remember, his name was Mr. Gamblin. He walked me into, this is like after that class, and I'm still sitting in there. He walks me into his office, and he says, all right, you don't have to go back to that class. And I'm like, today? Or like the rest of the year. And then he said the rest of the year. And I said, well, I have him for science too. And so they asked me what other class I would like to do. And of course I said gym and chorus. Of course those are the two that I will take the place of, because there was only a few weeks left of school. Well, I found out later that this guy had come from another school that he was abusing people and had an anger issue, and also a sexual kind of thing with some of the girls.
And he was allowed at another school?
Yeah, he was transferred then to Romeo. I'm not going to say his name, but he was also the high school football coach for a while I was in junior high, teaching the junior high stuff. Yeah, and needless to say, they didn't want him getting in trouble, so they didn't want anything to be said. But that stuff happened back then. That would never happen now.
Oh, not now.
Ever.
So, Debbie, did you ever just consider that maybe Ashley is just fucking smart and she was moved ahead?
Yeah, how about that?
Okay.
Or, and again,
she's smart. Okay, give her
we
credit.
were less saying what age you were.
Or she has
in
a
that
late
grade.
birthday. I don't know
more
which.
About how old it was, like how long ago that happened because of.
Sorry about that, Denise. Sometimes it picks up some voices in the background, like TVs or people walking around the house.
Oh,
I hear voices.
Yes.
Yeah, no, she might have just taken too much.
It also could just be something maybe you were taking earlier. I don't know.
Right.
I hear voices sometimes.
I hear dead people.
No, but it's just we have TVs and stuff in the background sometimes. All right, so did anybody take any classes that they thought were going to be cakewalk, easy breezy, don't have to do shit classes that turned out to be fucking hell? Project? Yeah, I was thinking about that when you said that. I was thinking about asking the question.
Wood shop. I took wood shop. I think I was in ninth grade. Yeah, I was in ninth grade. I'm like, oh, this will be a fun class.
I loved wood shop and metal shop.
It.
Metal shop was fun.
I liked it, don't get me wrong, but I was thinking it was going to be super easy. You know, I heard from other people it was super easy. For the most part, the teacher was definitely, he wasn't, a dick or anything. But I was a girl and the only girl in a boys' class. It was not fun for me. I thought it would be different.
How about you? How about you, Keith?
Who, me? Did I take it?
Yeah.
No, not really. I never really thought I was taking a cakewalk class. I just pretty much did the base. I was interested in everything I took, and it just... I never had one that wasn't good. I was just curious if anybody did.
Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, I think that was actually 7th grade. 6th or 7th grade. And I don't think it was like a class I elected to take. They might have just put you in there. Like they would like home ec.
Yeah,
like
that was the one that I thought was going to be a breeze, and I realized that I cannot sew. At all. Zero, none.
I'm not a sewer.
I don't like to admit I can sew, but that's due to home ec.
My husband, actually, my husband does all my hemming, all my alterations.
Linny, you're telling me people at this school gave you a needle? What the hell?
Exactly.
They trusted her wrongfully because she was the good girl.
She was deceitful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right through.
For some reason.
Drama was a good subject for me. Did anybody do like the drama or anything like that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have drama. I was band all the way, so every band I could be in. Marching band, symphonic band, jazz band. I would do volunteering for like the band that played for basketball, because basketball was never special enough to have the whole band, just some of us.
I take that back actually. Music. I'll take back my thing. Music was not what I wanted out of music.
No?
It was just dull and boring and these cheap little songs that I was interested in real music and making music, and they never
taught you how to make it.
Yeah, it was just a very dull class, and they treated you like an idiot kind of when it comes to it.
See, I don't know. I had some
as an extracurricular, not a main class.
Oh, gotcha. I had some really, really amazing math teachers, and Mr. Cutter, his name is Jeff Cutter. He was the math teacher, the band teacher at Warren High School the last year we were open, and he lost his job to the a-hole band teacher at Mott. He was an a-hole, but this teacher actually is why I was so passionate about band in general and why I forged forward with music. He really just shined the light on music for me. What are you highlighting? I was
Did they have... Well, I was just saying because Debbie was in band too, but Millie, they had a puppetry class.
Oh, I know.
Mime and puppetry. Oh,
What
in college,
school
I
did you
missed
go
the
to?
college.
Oh, college.
Okay, I missed that first line.
Yeah.
Math, mime, puppetry. They had it in college too.
Wow.
That's pretty fascinating. I didn't even know. I've never actually heard of that being a real class. I always thought that was you'd have to go like mime school.
For college, you
something
can
like that.
take bowling and archery.
Oh
and-
shit! I should have gone.
It was probably there all the
Yeah.
way up until Jeff Dunham ruined it for everybody.
Right. Well,
Like, you'll never do this good, so just don't do it.
he actually, I saw in a recent one of his shows, he advertises for, like, it's a ventriloquist kit that he sells now, where it comes with, like, a dummy and it comes with a video to teach you how to be a ventriloquist. Like, are you kidding me?
Debbie, did your school write the song?
Oh,
Or did somebody else, like a special guest, write the song for you? Just curious.
it was a drama class. We had our band, Stevenson High School had a fight song. So did Warren. Like, I think all my high schools, actually, we had our own, like, personalized fight song.
Okay, so Millie, you were saying your drama class was the combination of the puppetry, the mime, and all that. Okay, I got you. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. What about literature? Anybody like literature?
I
I
did.
hated literature.
I liked writing. I loved writing, actually. I was on
Me too.
I was on the newspaper in 8th grade. However, the, like, technical part of writing, because, you know, English is such a hard language to
Yeah, not
comprehend and
anymore.
learn.
If you don't like it, just add it to the dictionary.
Right.
so.
Just make up your own words.
So I had a creative writing class, guys, that you had to pick like something that went from something and transpired into something else, you know, and you had to write, you know, a little thing on this, okay?
Right.
So I took like an apple that the seed falls to the ground, turns into, you know, and so I did this whole thing, and I hand in my paper, I did all this work, you know, and I got like a really bad grade on it, and I was really mad because I thought it was really good. Okay, so then I go to, I think it was drama. We were talking about drama, and we had to do something similar. So I just took that paper, rewrote it, gave it to my drama teacher, and I got an A on it, and all these great things. So then I took it and I brought it back to my creative writing teacher and said, all right, what was wrong with this? She's giving me an A and you're giving me like a D on this, and I'm just writing that was all you told us to do, you know. And so I was so mad.
Bare minimum, you did it. You should have gotten credit. That's what I say.
Exactly.
Literature was okay. You were very good. I loved writing. I loved reading. I loved writing. I loved creative writing. I had quite a few things that I don't know if they still do today, but 10 years after school, they were still pulling them out, showing them the stuff I did that they kept for their classes for examples. And I thought that was really cool. What I absolutely hated, I know, I told you, I was fucking good at everything in school. But I was this weirdo. But I was good at everything. But I could never understand when people wanted me to figure out what the author meant. What he was trying.
So annoying.
And that bothered the fuck out of me still to this day. Does anybody ever think that people write for entertainment?
No,
That
it's so
there isn't a
annoying.
message, that maybe there's just, they
No.
want to entertain your crowd?
Yeah, but most of the time, if you are reading a book, a specific book for school, it's because the author really did have, you know, like their story had kind of a hidden story, if you will.
See, I don't believe that. I believe people have interpreted that from the author.
Maybe.
I don't think the author had that intent. I mean, you read Moby Dick. It's about a guy, fishing, hunting a whale.
like fishing.
It's an adventure, fun story. It doesn't have to be this deep thing of the agony he felt within himself of why he was trying to fill this. And Moby Dick was actually supposed to be government back in the time. And it was so ridiculous. And I honestly, when I write a story, when I've written stories, I'm not thinking, I hope they get this deep message I'm putting in here across to them.
Right.
You know
I'm
how you
thinking,
could do
damn,
that?
I hope they like this shit.
You know how you could do it? You could just write the message. You could just write what you're talking
Just,
about.
yeah, tell me what you mean.
Right.
Tell
Write
me
a separate book. Moby Dick, what I really meant.
That's what I hated. That's what I
So
hated
Keith-
about those classes, those English classes. The whole like assignment would be, here's this one sentence. This guy got hit by a car. What does that mean to you? I think he was looking both ways. I don't know what the deep underlying meaning was.
Exactly.
Pretty sure it was just a guy hit by a car.
So
Right,
Keith,
and that's...
do you said you write? Do you write things now? Like, do you write?
Not a whole lot anymore. I don't... I've gotten
Do you
into so
write
many different
songs?
fields.
Do you ever write a song?
I used to. That is one thing I'm not good at. I'm good at lyrics. I'm good at writing music. I'm not good at doing both. So
See,
I've written
that's
lyrics for
right.
people like just friends and other bands and stuff, and I've
went
helped
through a
write the
phase of-
music.
I went
But
through a phase of writing lyrics to like the beat of different already made songs, but I couldn't do both.
yeah, I can't do both simultaneously.
Yeah, I couldn't do both either. I used to write. I honestly, I would write just random. I would have like these brainwashing sessions. Kind of the same thing. I wrote a paper about raising. Oh,
That's just stupid, Debbie. That is.
Freaking literature.
Not she's not
Raising
stupid, but
instead of
that's just
rearing.
stupid. You got to do for that, yeah.
English
some
class,
teachers,
man.
some teachers were like power tripping a-holes who shouldn't have been there. They probably hated their life, and they shouldn't have been teachers.
That's actually true. There were a lot of teachers that I think especially the old ones,
Yeah, it was
that
always
just
the old
were
ones.
done. They were totally done with teaching. They didn't
Yeah.
want to do it anymore.
Oh,
They had
yeah.
to. Did
Exactly.
anybody have any teachers that the
Oh.
students fucked?
I was wondering if somebody was going to ask that
I'm
question.
curious.
Not me.
Because we had one.
I
Well,
have no
now mind
idea
you,
on
it could have
that
been rumor. It always could have been rumor. You never know. It wasn't rumor, but we had some in there.
Different times.
No, there was always usually one teacher or some teacher that all the kids had supposedly had sex with, and
Pink
that's what they
Floyd.
did. Ours was Miss Buckley.
Hot for teacher didn't just like get written out of nowhere.
We
Right?
did have in sixth grade, fifth and sixth grade, we did have this. And thinking about it now, he was a really good-looking man, single teacher, at least we knew of. I mean, we're fifth and sixth grade. All the girls like wooed over this teacher, Mr. J. Was his name. Everybody wanted to be in his class. I would hope in sixth grade nobody was boning him. I pray to God.
Well, I was thinking more high school, but yeah.
Yeah. So I was
you
sitting
know.
on the letter Q, and then
Did anyone have a crush on any of their teachers?
No.
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 yes,
Yes, you did.
I would always drop the pencil for Miss Garish.
Did it ever work?
She
Did
wore
she wear
those
a
like
skirt?
long light, like the tight sweaters that were like all the way down. She would lean down.
I don't think I ever had a crush on a teacher.
Yeah,
I
don't
mean,
think
you
I
can't nowadays. You definitely couldn't. And I'm sure we just probably
No.
got 20 people fired from school just having this conversation because 30 years ago some shit happened. Like,
See, our
I hope
teachers only
not.
fought kids. There was a couple teachers that got in full-blown fist fights with kids in high school, but
I did that
we
in
had a few
elementary
of those.
school.
In
I would threaten to. I did. I threatened my teachers. Meet them in the parking lot. They had to call. They're like, "We're not going out there." I was a spawn.
You hit
Like
one with
literally
a paddle.
one time. That was the principal. Literally one time I was in fourth grade at that time. It's like your homework. I'm like, my homework's at home. I forgot my homework at home. They're like, no, it's in your desk. Like somehow he's convinced it's in my desk. Picked up the entire desk, dumped it out, threw it at the teacher. Elbowed my other teacher. She kind of went over her desk and ran outside. And I said, "I'll see you in the fucking parking lot after school."
And
I was
did
an
you?
angel.
Everything you guys
No, I
couldn't do.
couldn't because my mom was there by that point. And I don't care how big a terror I was and how scary those teachers were. My mom was fucking scary as hell. She was pissed off. I
That
am not
was
fucking
me
with
too.
my mom.
That was me too with little Italian lady coming in. You don't mess with that.
Yeah. You don't piss off mommy, because
Shaking her bag
mommy
at
will take me home and beat my ass. Don't get me wrong, but mommy will make sure you never fuck with her kid again at school because I was the angel. I actually tried. Somebody tried to kidnap me one time at school. They picked me up and I fought like a little bitch, beat the fuck out of him, ran into school one time, so it wasn't dangerous. And that was another thing. My mom was on a tyrant to find this guy. They eventually found out who it was. And he
Through her
confused
Italian
me.
Connections? No,
He
that was
confused me.
later.
Well, he confused me for somebody else.
Oh,
That
no.
was given. Yeah, that was right. He meant to kidnap a totally different kid. He didn't want the pudgy one.
I had a kid
Oh
in
my
elementary school. His name was Billy Barnes, and his whole family was evil, trouble. I'm pretty sure, like, the Utica Police Department knew them. And this little fucker, we went out on recess in our snow boots, and he took my... I took my skirt off so I could put my snow pants on. I don't know why. I was only in first grade. Don't question me. But but I put my snow boots on. I took my skirt off, put my snow pants on, come in from recess, and that little dick threw my shoes and my skirt up on top of the building. And so I had to go through the rest of the day in my snow pants and my snow boots. this kid just picked on me, and I'm telling you guys, I was like that quiet, meek, mild, didn't talk to nobody, didn't look at nobody. I was afraid of everybody.
Did anybody else have bullies?
I scared
I had
him
a
too
couple
much.
bullies.
No, but I was the bully watcher. Like, if seriously, I
Don't
had a-
fucking kid yourself.
I
You
was
were the
about to say-
bully.
No, I wasn't.
No,
There
because
were-
I was not. Nobody got hurt.
No, if seriously, there was a girl that was on my hour-long bus ride that used to get picked on all the time because of her size, all the time. And I just started sitting there with her. If I sat there, nobody picked on her because they all knew me and liked me. And then they would they got mad at the fact that I was sitting with her. Because then they couldn't do what they did, and it made
Yeah, except for Worm Sandwich Girl didn't really
Right.
like it, but the rest of them, right?
She
And
probably
go-
just had them all scared. They were all afraid of you.
No, they,
Yeah, no, they were. You just
I don't
didn't
know.
know it, Lenny. Remember, Lenny, if you never had to deal with bullies, it's because you were the bully.
No,
That's
I
the
was
rule.
never a bully. I like people
you
too
weren't.
much.
But Millie, we're just going back really quick to the relationship with teachers. That's true with a lot of girls that crush on. And you know some of the shit had to happen because there was no way Burnout Johnny got an A in history, you know?
No, because he was smoking weed with all the teachers in the lounge.
Well, yeah, we didn't do it in the lounge. We did it outside with the teachers. You pretty much give the teacher a joint, and he'll forgive you for a lot of stuff. It really did work back then, too. Did any...
Sorry, go ahead, Ken. I was just going to say, I was never at a school long enough to, like, become friendly with teachers. Oh, time to go. See, catch you guys on the flip side.
Oh, you chewed out your high school Spanish class for fat shaming your teacher, Debbie.
Aw.
Good for you.
Yes, good for you.
Good for you. Where were you when I was going to school? Chewed them out for fat shaming. Nobody actually fat shamed me. Most of the time, people didn't make fun of my weight. That was good.
No, I had this girl, Amber Durr, and I went to Davis Junior High, and this girl was such a bitch to me, man. Every time I turned around, she would, like, purposely sit by me just to be an asshole to me. And I'll never forget this kid that she had been dating, and then they broke up, I'm pretty sure. He stood up for me, and she never said a word again. We did move shortly after that, so I didn't have to deal with her. But I did find out later that, I'm not going to say it because it was a rumor, and I already said her name, so never mind.
Fair. Fair. That's okay. Everybody who's watching, she's a slut. That's what happened.
No, I heard she contracted something. I'll just say that.
From being a slut.
Yes.
Jesus
Slut shame you.
See, I know how that works. Was anybody, going back to like elementary school, did anybody pick on other people just for differences you would never do now, but just curious, did you ever have that? Mm-mm. Was there ever that ugly student, the black student, the foreigner? You've never made fun of anybody?
No, I always befriended
Brandon.
those people.
Yeah, you would think I would, but I was so out to defend myself that I didn't attack anybody. So like I didn't like lash out at people. I just gave them the scariest looks ever. Like
Yeah.
everyone thought that I could at any moment attack them.
Yeah.
You were that one they were waiting to be the next shooter, weren't you?
The deadly silent one.
Yeah, but
You
back
were. You
then
were that
there
quiet
was-
one that's like, okay, don't fuck with him.
Yeah, back then there was no school shooting, so I was.
No, I know, but that's kind of...
Right. But yeah,
Well, it was a big
that
deal. It wasn't
vibe.
as commonplace as it is today.
I put that vibe out so that everyone would leave me alone.
Millie had her bully, one first grade bully, everyone. Didn't give her... Oh, so you actually had that. See, we never had the stealing lunch money bullies. I only saw that on TV and movies. I didn't know they really were out there, actually, honestly. Did she ever get beat up? I hope so.
Right.
Because every once in a while, there were those bullies that the group teamed up for.
Yeah, and got what
And
they
got
deserved.
theirs, yeah.
Yeah, we had. I remember.
Oh,
bullies
Debbie
all
was the
throughout
bully.
school.
Debbie was a bully to the boys.
So they couldn't go play.
I'd call it an underdog.
You know what?
Trying to pick
Recess needs to open up into the real world. They totally do. We need to just, whatever we're doing, our corporate jobs or anything, just go play on fucking swings.
Yeah,
And run around some kickball in the middle of our job.
Yeah.
And go,
Oh, I loved
That would be so much
kickball.
fun. That
And
would be fun.
dodgeball. Did you guys ever play dodgeball?
That was
Yes.
the best
Oh,
game
that was
ever.
the best. I loved that.
My
Especially-
favorite
Go
was
ahead.
hopscotch. Hopscotch was the best.
Hopscotch.
Little less hype than
Yes.
dodgeball. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Okay, so who still has those fond memories of your ear ringing from that fucking ball hitting you?
that's how you knew
Not
it was
me.
real.
Bam.
Sorry, Keith. Sorry, Keith. That was me.
You're supposed
I know it was you because you were the bully. But it sucks because you were like 10 years older than everybody.
I'm here to play.
You actually went to school just to throw dodgeballs at kids.
Oh, and I
respect
loved
that.
it. I loved it when they opened up the gym and the boys got to do it with the girls, so it wasn't just me like whipping some girl that couldn't catch. You know, when they did it with both of us, it was really fun.
It was good, though. You didn't want them to catch the ball.
No, but the girls couldn't, so they'd get it bonked in the head. You know, so the guys, you had to be strategic, you know, when you're throwing it at them.
Well, back then, they probably didn't tell you to take your glasses off before playing, Debbie. They learned their lesson, but I think it took them like 150 years to
How
finally
else would you
learn
see
to
the
take
ball
those
coming at
glasses
your
off.
face?
What did you say, Brandon?
So how else would you see that ball coming at your face without the glasses?
Sometimes it's not going to be good when it hits those glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially back then, probably before a lot of glasses were safety glasses.
Yeah, when they were like this big. It was like
Do
nine
they even
inches.
do that now though? Dodgeball and stuff like that.
I don't think they
Oh,
do
yeah,
that. Oh,
probably
do
not.
they?
They do. Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, my kids still play dodgeball.
It's like, gosh, they don't get that SWAT
Well,
thing. I'm telling you, you were a
balls
little bit
changed.
leery to be bad in school if you knew you were going to get an actual SWAT, because that shit hurt really
We
bad.
didn't mind. We just laughed at the kids that got it. I mean,
definitely-
really, it was common play.
They definitely
Wasn't
changed the
really.
balls though, because you guys used to use like those big, like fun ones.
The big
right?
red
The
ones.
big red
Right.
ones, yeah.
They,
Oh, the white
they didn't-
ones.
They didn't trust us anymore. We had these little cushy, like
Small.
stretchy-
Oh, that's not fucking dodgeball.
Lame.
What about 'cause
That's
we were
lame.
We're playing koosh ball.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's-
Oh,
even
it hit
work.
me.
but we still made
volleyball.
people bleed with these. So if we had those, it was gonna be a bad time.
Those are the best time because we didn't often make people bleed with them. Sometimes, not often. Okay, well we're running we're running out of time. Wow, this went quite fast. What about friends? Are there any friends that we had that we really miss that either we've kept in touch with or that we wish we could find again?
Yeah, I have one really, we were really good friends. Her name is Pam Badurka, but she moved away and she, her family believed in getting married really young. So I believe as soon as she graduated high school, she got married and we lost touch and can't find her nowhere.
How long was she your friend? Like, was it all the way through elementary and junior high?
No,
or-
I only had friends for just a little bit. She was a friend from, I think, 9th, 10th grade. But one of those friends, like, we spent every waking moment with. What is that?
I don't know who that was.
Oh, is this
Oh,
all
that was
laughing in the
Lenny.
background?
Okay, that was Lenny.
No,
Okay.
it was Luke. It was Luke in the background.
Hi, Luke.
Hi, Luke.
But yeah, I just she was just one of those friends we did everything with. We talked to each other about everything. We just had a great connection. I stayed in touch with her. She moved away after my freshman year. We stayed in touch till she got married. She got married to a military man.
Nice.
That's cool, Millie,
Yeah.
that you're still in touch with them. There's a lot we lose. What about you, Brandon? Any friends you have or don't have anymore?
Yeah, I actually. So I had so few friends that those ones I was such good friends with, I kept in touch. But there was one that I lost over a heated, like we were really good friends, but we had a heated ping pong argument, and that just killed everything. And like I still have his Guitar Hero with me, and we just never talked again. Like it got
Aw.
that heated. It was so sad. It was like 6th grade.
Do you wish you could take that back still?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
would you definitely?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you
he
haven't
was
talked
wrong.
to him?
It was my point, but
Of course he was wrong because we're talking to you.
Wow.
Yeah, what about you, Lenny?
I had in elementary school, I had two best friends, and Sherry Spinazzola and Lisa Ostrander. And Lisa Ostrander was killed. We used to all play Charlie's Angels at that time, and we kind of rode that damn hour-long school bus. But so we would all kind of get together, and they were riding the bikes, Lisa and Sherry, from their houses, and a car got impatient to pass another car that was slowing down because of them on the road, and they swerved over and didn't see another car coming and hit Lisa, and Lisa wound up dying.
Aw.
So I miss that from I miss her from elementary school, and then my best friend in high school is Gina Tistic, and I said her name, but anyway, I was trying to get her to come on the show, and she's just very kind of nervous, but at some point she will, so I hope so. And you guys will get to meet her.
Yeah, names are okay when you're talking like this. We just don't want to say anything like deep or anything that a personal
Yeah.
item might come out for. I mean, I had a couple. Two of them for sure were my friends Gabriel, who you know here now, and Ira. But I just recently reconnected with them over the last few years, and that's been good to have back. But there's like Louis Mancuso was one, Mark Calabris was one, and Ron Shonchek, who were like they were my best friends really in school. My neighborhood best friends were like a year younger than me, so we didn't spend a lot of the same time in school classes.
Mm-hmm.
And I, you don't want to get along with a freshman, even though you're best
Right.
friends at home.
Right. I had a lot of older friends. I had my older sister, and then my stepsister, who was a cheerleader, and hung out with all the jocks. So I kind of got to intermingle with some of them. Doesn't mean I was friends with them. I just knew all the stupid shit that they were doing.
What about sex? Was
Ooh,
school
what
a
about
moment
it?
for sex for anybody?
No,
Did you lose any of the parties? Yeah, I figured it was going to be you, Lenny. It was me.
Yeah,
Definitely you, Brandon.
No.
I stayed a virgin until after I graduated.
I have the best. I mean, my
Wow.
my
You
ninth
wouldn't have
grade
in my school.
my ninth grade boyfriend was my first, and it was his first, my first, and we were just like in love.
Of
And it was
course.
awesome. Yeah.
Did anybody have to deal with anything at school after they did have sex? Did they ever deal with somebody that wouldn't talk to them again, or they were the slut, or any rumors?
No, I mean, no, 'cause, well,
Brandon is giving this look. So, Brandon, what you got to say on this?
Can you repeat the question?
So,
where
first
were you
of
the
all,
night of?
yeah, where were you the night of? Did you ever have sex with somebody that didn't talk to you afterwards, or did it create rumors, or did you
Or did-
create rumors?
Yeah, did you stop talking to her?
Yeah.
No, I guess not. I was so like I was the one that felt like, oh, we did it, so now we're supposed to be together forever.
Right now, there's this girl named Crystal watching, going, "Don't you say a fucking word, Brandon." I'll kick your ass."
You know what's sad is my first time was kind of a rebound. Which is funny.
Your first time was a rebound?
Yeah.
Her rebound or your rebound?
Yeah.
Wait, if it was your first...
Both?
Yeah, because she just broke up, and I was like, I wasn't exactly with, but I was we were trying to make it work out, and then we both broke up for sure, and then found each other, and ended up being our first time.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's kind of cool.
See-
At least it wasn't too early.
Yeah.
The key to that is you just don't date anybody from your own school.
What?
Actually,
then-
that's
and
right.
then-
She wasn't.
That's pretty
she
much
wasn't
what
from
you
my
got
school.
No.
at that point.
No,
I never dated anybody in my own school.
No,
they were all
I
my
took
friends.
Well, I didn't say
Yeah.
date either. I said fuck.
Well,
I said
that's-
have sex
well,
with. Like
okay.
parties and random shit. That's what I was referring to, like the rumors and shit that start, not necessarily somebody you're
Yeah.
dating. Because, of course,
Okay.
if you're dating somebody, you're telling everybody you're fucking them.
Right.
That's like, even if you're not.
Some people. I don't know.
My senior
Just to
year,
shut 'em up.
My prom, I think the guy was 22, 23. I can't even to this day believe my dad allowed it, but we weren't together. Like I said, I did not lose my virginity till after I graduated. He was our alcohol hookup, so I felt obligated. Actually, my original prom date backed out on me. He was younger than me, and his mom wouldn't let him go. And we had already bought tickets. I already got my dress. We already had plans. My gay friend, who I love, that's another one I wish I could find again. But he was like, I'll take you. And I'm like, no. Like, I wanted to have fun. You know what I mean? So this alcohol hookup was like, oh, I'll go with you. I missed my prom. So I come walking in with this full-grown man, facial hair, like everything. I cannot imagine Lake Orion High School on top of it. So I cannot imagine what those snobs thought.
Are you still friends, Debbie? Like to this day?
Even though
You
she
still
hears
talk to each other?
voices.
I hear voices.
Oh, that was Denise. Okay. No, Denise left. We talked about her hearing voices. She's like, I'm out of here. You told me to watch this show.
Almost.
Now, Millie, question for you. You were virgin until college, and you didn't deal with any of that. That's cool. Now, that's where some of the question comes in, though, to people. Were rumors ever made up about you because you were the good girl?
I don't know. I didn't hear them. I didn't know about them.
We had a few that did.
See, I was the absolute opposite. Everyone thought that I did all that shit, but I didn't. Just
My
because
sister-
I was like, me.
My sister was always the one they had the talks about.
Apparently, this is us. I don't know who it is because they didn't switch their account to talk as themselves.
Skate
So-
World. Oh, I love Skate World.
All right,
ESP?
it's Skate World for sure, though. That was. If you took them to Skate World, you were hooking up that night.
Yes, that was your
That was done.
Can you skate
It was our
backwards?
version of the movie theater and shit.
Can you
Movie
skate
theaters
backwards?
open,
Let's
by
go
the
to
way.
my place.
This is for couples only. Yeah. Damn right it is.
Did you skate backwards? Did you know how to skate backwards?
I couldn't fucking skate forwards.
Me neither. I broke my wrist in like.
You put a fat guy on
Fifth
8
grade.
wheels, it's not pretty.
I broke my wrist in 5th grade trying to roller skate at my girlfriend's birthday party. It was so humiliating.
That's good. Yeah, a lot of people weren't aware if anything was being said about him. So we'll just go with the fact that, nobody said anything. Millie, you seem like that sweet girl anyway. I don't think anybody would do that to you. They totally did. So,
I heard shit about my sister. Like, I heard them talking stuff about my sister. And, I mean, never to me. I always, overheard it. Because I don't think they associated us two as being siblings. We looked totally different. So, there was never a real, they didn't
that's
know.
good.
I was the mole.
I was a slut, so we're not going to go further. I was
found
definitely
out.
a slut in school. There's no question about that. I was the weird kid, though. He wouldn't tell anybody, so it was always safe. Like,
Every school needs
I
a weird kid.
was a lot of people's secret. Trust me, in school, I was a lot of people's secret.
My dirty little secret. Oh, it's
I
Gabe.
was. It was Gabe. I saw that. Gabe. Yeah, so Gabe knows Skate World. Yeah. Yeah. How about, did you ever get in fight with your friends over your interests, whether it be boyfriend or girlfriend?
I did. I remember my girlfriend and I were dating best friends. And this guy, she knew that he was going to break up with me. Like, she didn't give me any inclination that in 10th grade I was going to come to school and this little pecker nut was going to give me a letter to break up with me. So she totally let me come into school and look like a fucking mockery and walk in, and he hands me a note, like, right in at the opening of the
note.
school. Yeah, a note. At the opening of the school where everybody hung out in the morning for like the whole school to see it go down, like she totally let me walk into this trap. Well,
I think,
a-hole.
because we had a few, Tom Shafu was one in elementary school, actually. It was one of my first crusts, was Sandra Tizar. Fucking still love that girl to this day. She's married and everything, but if she doesn't, I'm going after that. But, me and Gabe actually got into a fight one time over that for a girl. I don't know if he even remembers that. That was back when we were in school. Not a lot otherwise other than that, because like I said, I was the secret guy. When it got to high
Yeah.
school, no. Literally, people would just, let's use Keith for tonight. Okay. Keith don't mind. Keith is more popular than any of you, and you just don't know it. I took proud because, I'm the big guy. I'm not the jock-looking guy or anything like that, and I still got more than anybody. I loved sex in high school. Like, that was the shit.
I never, thought I'd,
But hopefully...
never thought I'd miss Lenny's prank
Shut up,
stories.
Brandon. I don't really care. I never cared. I still don't care to this day. That's why I got working in a bar where shit don't matter.
Right. I
Everything's
don't
made up.
care.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Exactly. Mine was whose turn is it anyway, though? Who's
Vulgar.
Oh my god.
Well, this has been actually fun remembering a lot of this stuff. I do wish we'd go back to some of these days, though. We talk about we hated school at the very start with you guys, and we've laughed so much about the shit that's happened. There's a lot of fond memories there. I absolutely love it.
I mean, yeah, you can always make fondness out of memories, but not are all so happy. I don't want to be in a corner tonight, okay? Rocking back and forth. I'm kidding.
The dunce cap.
I did that preparing last
bullied.
night. I'm like, don't talk about that. Don't talk about
Yeah.
that.
I'm telling you, middle school was worse for me. I feel like I was bullied through the whole length of middle school, and because I was constantly going to new schools, I could never make alliances with people to have my back. So I was always that loner outcast who only had one or two friends, but I was never part of their real friends groups.
Yeah.
So I was always just the easy target to make fun of.
Yeah, I had it, but I turned it around. I was that kid who also made fun of himself, just to make everybody laugh. Sometimes I went over the extreme.
Not me. I was so emotional. I would just go cry. I was the crier.
I probably did that at night. Yeah, I don't remember middle school a lot, though. Like I said, that's just a blurb to me. I don't remember a lot
loved
about
middle
it.
school.
All I
I
remember
loved
was
junior high.
Yeah,
Junior high was
track.
the best. You ran track?
Oh yeah, I'm a big guy, but my rule has always been to break the rules of a fat man. Do things that fat men don't do.
Use
Because-
momentum.
Yeah, but I used to run track all the time with them, and I was in gymnastics too. Yeah, another thing.
Oh my
And I
God,
would
you
do,
were
like-
in gymnastics?
Yes, I would do all that shit. Balance beams, bridges, somersaults, cartwheels, all that. I loved it. My brother was in ballet. I took gymnastics. Go figure. You'd think we'd have turned out the opposite, but we didn't. So I'm running, and I got to show off to everybody running track. So next to the track are all the parking blocks. So I just jump up on the parking blocks and run across those and jump over each parking lot because I'm trying to show off, hey, look what the fat guy can do. He's really good.
Oh my God.
Turns out that you can stumble on those parking blocks. And when you do, I lost my front teeth are false right now.
Oh my God.
I tumbled all the way through. I dislocated my kneecap.
Oh, man.
I didn't break my nose, but I did something to it. I was just like covered in blood. I got right back up, started running. And the gym teacher's like, you got to come in. You got to come in and take care of yourself. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm just feeling great. I walk in, I look in that mirror and go, everything hurt in a heartbeat right then. I fucked myself up so bad. That's most of my memories. So.
So much worse than the picture I had of you was in a little onesie on a balance beam.
I think I might still have a picture. I loved it, though. I absolutely loved gymnastics. Was great. It taught me really good for balance. And
Now, how old were
gave
you when
me,
you did that? How old were you?
I did gymnastics early teens, probably. 10 to 13, probably. 10 to 13, 14, something like that. I did it for a while.
Did your mom just say, let's put him in gymnastics?
I was always fascinated. I used to love watching the Olympics and stuff, so it's something I
me
was really
too, me
interested
too.
in. And it gave me courage to say, you're never limited by your appearance. You can
Yeah.
do whatever you want. You can still have
Love
fun.
that.
I still do.
I love that.
And anybody who see me run karaoke shows where I'm not stuck sitting in a corner knows that I like to move and get out there. You don't see a lot of people my size do that,
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And high school was great. Everything is great. This panel is great. You guys are amazing.
We know.
I know. God, so many memories of school is just ridiculous, though. I mean, I wish I could go back sometimes. We all remember so fondly. Sometimes we only remember the negative stuff, but you develop so many bonds and so many friendships that have really defined who you were in life. Your career, the people you're around, what they see in you was all built during those school days and those school years. Some of us did become sluts. Some of us became very smart. Some of us got to move in other directions. School was a great time that unfortunately we can't go back to. But we can carry the memories and what we learned through the rest of our lives. And I think that is the biggest thing to take away from any of this. Mm-hmm. You learn what to do, what not to do. You were bullied. You were a stronger person because you were bullied. You were the bully. You learned what it was like for the other side, and you got a lot of empathy for them, too, and you grew up to be a better person. And sometimes you didn't. Sometimes you remained an asshole. We've got a lot of them, too. But what really this, or who you pointing to, Lenny?
2 down, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
This
No,
firm
Lenny still.
sandwich
I think
and
Lenny
eyeball.
still is an asshole. Lenny's still an asshole.
just
She's
a
just
little.
gotten better at hiding it.
Just a little.
No.
But this
Yeah,
has been a
maybe
really
a
good show, everybody.
The
I've
stories the
absolutely
horses tell.
loved it. We don't. No. We do not want stories horses tell
You're right.
because
I
that might
went
take
too
us
far.
back to Pornhub again. All right.
Stop it.
Horsing around.
We do not want those stories. I'm just saying. So I've had a great time. Thank you very much for being here right now. Don't forget, while you're here, like, share, follow, subscribe to Ear, Shoulder, Voice on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, everything now. We're just getting all out there. Visit our website at earshouldervoice.com. Today's topic was school ties. Those were the days. Just great memories about school. Something to relax and ease everybody and just have a good time talking about those happy and sometimes not so happy days. But on this Wednesday, we've got a new topic coming for you called Forever Single. That's just about people who have tried to date so many times. They've never had their relationships work out. They feel they're meant to be single. They don't have people that are interested in them. They feel alone, and we're going to bring these people on. It's going to be some of us in other times of our life. Even if we're married now, we've probably felt that way in the past, and talk about how we got through it and realize that you're not alone in that. So if you want to be part of that show, please feel free to message ESV. We'd love to have you on there. I am Keith Litfin. Thank you very much for joining us.
Am I going to go because I'm at the top? I am Brandon Ponky. Thank you guys for joining. This was so much fun. And Brendan Brizendine, I love you, buddy. I'm sorry about the ping pong incident.
Oh, boy. And I'm Nikki. I have nothing else to say.
Solid.
And I'm Lenny. Stay in school.
Not too long, though. Once you hit 12th grade, you can go somewhere else. All right? Some people in my class took that literally. And you all have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Every fucking time, I think we're going to have way too much time on our hands. It's just
hours.
And it could have gone a lot longer, too. That was actually fun. That was fun.
You guys want to
Perked you up,
see?
didn't it? Perked you up, didn't it?
Yeah, that was a perk me up show. It really did. It perked me up a lot. I liked it.
You guys want to see a cute picture? Look at, I don't know if everybody can see it. See that?
Aww.
That is 6-year-old me. Can you
That's
see it?
6-year-old you.
Aw, isn't she so cute?
How could you bully that?
I know.
I could have.
In her
Because everybody's cute, like, at that age, but not when you're also 6 years old. You'll find every flaw, make fun of them. Red hair is enough to make fun of somebody.
Hey,
What
now.
you couldn't see is in that picture, you didn't see the bottom half where she's still wearing the snow pants.
It wasn't green, too. It wasn't green.
Oh, my gosh.
It's hilarious.
So, you guys, after high school, I did a commercial that was "Be Cool, Stay in School." I don't know if anybody ever saw that commercial, but
I've seen a few variations of it.
Yeah,
Can we YouTube it?
I don't know. This was a long time ago, so it was right after high school that I did it. And I still remember doing it. It was in like Southfield High. It was in like a high school that had no air conditioning, and it was so hot.
Oh God!
And it was "Be Cool, Stay in School."
So it was
would
for air
probably
conditioning, not for actually staying in
Oh,
school.
it was so hot. Yeah.
It was a air condition. It was a heating and cooling commercial.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Be cool. Like, no, really,
Yeah.
be cool.
You guys, I had so much fun in high school, to be honest. Like, I had a
like it.
blast. High school, junior high was the best. It was just so fun.
Did we find it?
I
That's
don't know if
not
this is it. That's not
No,
it. That wasn't you?
that's not me.
Well, we gotta search more then.
I don't even know if there was no internet back then or whatever, but I mean, I would think you'd be able to kind of find something like that.
Maybe in
I was really into
archives
that
of.
penguin
Somewhere
Yeah.
it's gonna be archived.
Yeah.
one. Petrie loved that video.
Let's
He
see.
was so thrilled.
Be cool, stay in school.
And I
Linda Hay
still-
probably won't
well-
show up.
No, because back then it would have been probably Linda Bartley. So try that, Bartley. And I know the person I did it for was Christopher Ewing. Was the person that got me to do
Why
it.
is the first thing that comes up Miss Linda Bartley Immaculate Conception School?
What?
You know,
That was the first thing that pops up on Google.
I will say that I got pregnant really easily.
It's like nun porn or something.
Oh my God, what?
That's literally it. Miss Linda Barkley, Immaculate Conception
No.
School.
It's because it's Bartley, Bartley, not Barkley.
Bartley. Mm-hmm. That's what it says.
I can't see.
Oh. So you're correcting the spelling even though you didn't see
Yeah.
it.
Well,
You're
I
like,
thought
it can't be me.
You spelt it wrong.
I thought you
Bartley,
said. Yeah, I thought you said Barkley.
Linda Bartley Immaculate Conception School?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot about Lenny we don't know.
Yeah.
I would have, you know what though, guys? I would have to say that's true. I got pregnant with Skylar while I was on the pill. I got pregnant with Hunter after being on the pill, and they said I couldn't get pregnant. I got pregnant immediately after I got off the pill. I got pregnant with Hunter, or Lucas, while I was breastfeeding and never had a period. And I had a tubal pregnancy. So maybe that is me.
Probably is you.
It could
I'm going to do
possibly
research. I'm
be
going to
me.
find that video. We're going to play that video
Okay.
at some point. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a real thing?
It is. Yeah.
I actually thought that was like a pillow design
Yeah, look at that.
over there.
He plays with that every
penguin.
night.
It's his cuddle buddy.
How's the
I'm
like
l-
lizard dragon thing? Is it
Brandon?
like jealous?
I'm so happy you brought
Oh,
color
but
to your
Spike-
life.
Spike's a dog.
I'm imagining his
He's not a doggy.
girlfriend should be given props for that one. Is that her color in your life?
This was actually the first gift I ever gave her.
Aww. And she still has it.
Yep.
My ex was so pissed because, for
It's
the
easy.
longest I was like, get me a stuffed animal for Valentine's Day. Well, he buys me this huge freaking dog. And I was staying at my sister's and nobody liked them. And somebody knocked this stuffed animal off my bed. And my sister's dog, who was the best dog ever, never peed in the house, pissed all over this $50 or $100 stuffed animal. I never got another one.
Oh my god. I still have a lot of my stuffed animals from being a kid. I love those.
What do you use them for?
I don't discuss those. You already know the answer to that.